Hello, everyone. Brad Hairston here. Welcome to Transform Now. Today, it is my privilege to welcome Clement Lo to the podcast. He is CIO at BCT Group, which is one of the largest trust companies in Hong Kong. Clement, welcome. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Clement Lo. I'm the Chief Information Officer of BCT Group and part of the senior management team as well. I lead the strategic development and execution of all IT-related matters and the innovations across the organization. My role covers different IT services ranging from development, business analysis, to cybersecurity, system operation, and production support. Basically, if it is a tech-related matter, it's on my radar. I've been in the IT industry for over 35 years, and during that time, I have had different opportunities to work with different international companies like Optus Australia, Telecom Malaysia, as well as the cable and wireless in Hong Kong. And those experiences gave me a very solid foundation in global IT standards and large-scale technology implementations. This year, I was honored to be named the Leader of the Year by SS&C, and I've also received the Legend Category Award at the World CIO 200 Summit, Hong Kong edition, as well as the World Champion Category Award at the World CIO 200 Grand Finale at Egypt. It was a proud moment that recognized the work of my team and I have done to push the boundary of innovation in the IT space, implementing and operate digital workforce practice using RPA as the award-winning innovation initiatives. So that's all about me, myself. Okay.
Excellent. So Clement, for those not familiar with BCT Group, could you provide an overview of your company?
Thank you, Brad. BCT Group has got two key entities, and they are BCT Financial Limited and Bank Consortium Trust Company Limited, backed by the strong group of shareholders, 8 well-known financial institutions, including Asia Financial, Chongqing Bank, the Wing Lung Bank, Hairston Bank, Fubon Bank, ICBC Asia, OCBC, and Shanghai Commercial Bank. We have built a solid foundation in Hong Kong's financial landscape. BCT Group is one of the leading providers of pension products and trust service in Hong Kong. We specialize in mandatory provident funds, pension, and investment fund solutions, offering professional services that support both employers and employees throughout their retirement journey. On the BCTF side, we focus on sponsoring and distributing pension products. We also provide customer service, investment planning, retirement planning, and investor education, helping people making informed decisions about their financial futures. For the trust company side, we found with a clear mission is to deliver top-tier, also an MPF solution for Hong Kong workforce. Over time, we've expanded into a one-stop shop for trustee administration and custodial service, pension and investment funds. That's a short introduction of my.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I know BCT has a tremendous reputation, and you are a prominent pension and asset servicing provider. And Clement, you mentioned in your intro that you recently won the Blue Prism Leader of the Year award, which is a very, very high honor. What does this recognition mean to you and your team at BCT?
Well, for me personally, it's more than just a title. It's a powerful motivator. It validates the years of effort and the vision I've worked towards, building a better, forward-thinking organization. It's a reminder that striving for excellence isn't just about the result. It's about the impact. It's about the integrity and continuous growth. But this recognition is not just for myself. It reflects incredible work of my team. I see it as a chance to cultivate culture that value excellence, curiosity, and innovation. Awards like this help boosting the morale, reinforce our shared purposes, and strengthen our employee brand, which in turn helps us to retain and attract top talents. Ultimately, it's about creating an environment where people feel inspired to learn, extend their capabilities, and innovate. It's not just because it's better, but because it's part of who we are. I think, that's summarize how I feel about this honorable award.
That's fantastic. I love it when a leader passes the recognition on to their team. That's really,
It's
really
always
awesome.
the case,
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
person cannot do it.
Well, speaking of your team, you and your team have led the development of a company-wide RPA operating model at BCT. What were the key principles behind this initiative?
Let me put it in a summarized way. So I classify 5 principles are the most important pillar for supporting the operating model. They are the structure, governance, process, technology, and most importantly, people. So talking about the structure, we're talking about a definition of clear roles and responsibility about this operating model. So everyone knows what their roles are and what are they supposed to produce. All right. So no overlapping in terms of responsibility and things like that. So of course it is under very well thought governance. It's very comprehensively do an automation assessment, risk control, and compliance, and all this important aspect must be part of this governance. Okay. And then we create an agile development. For the process aspect, we develop an agile development methodology, trying to make short, quick wins on a continuous basis. So people get energized, get motivated, for the next challenging goal. Okay. So instead of waiting for a long time to have something that is more productive. So of course, technology is an important aspect, such as using the RPA, the Blue Prism product is a great product. It lends itself a kind of an open, shareable workbench to me. So they can invite different types of talent of different roles displayed on this workbench. And finally, they collaborate together and define and develop a useful and impactful RPA process. Okay. And of course, people is the most important part always. You must have them some automation and innovation culture. But don't forget about the change management that they have to follow. So I think this summarized 5 key principles that I just mentioned.
Those are great principles. And how did you, from that, cultivate a culture of innovation, an automation first mindset, if you will?
Well, I think to me, innovation isn't just about technology or any new product. It is about the mindset. We start with establishing a visionary common goal, a way that everyone can rally behind. So from time to time, I always talk to my team, what is our purpose? All right. Why we're doing that? Because we're helping retirement. Retirement is a very important aspect of a work life, right? So I think people can have resonance about this topic. So they sort of have a common recognition of this goal. So after this common goal is established, then people will believe the positive business impact be driven by innovation as a strategic engine for growth. Okay. When people understand their idea can shape the future, they become more engaged, more curious, and more courageous. So we encourage curiosity at every level. So even a junior developer, okay? So we ask what if, we're asking them to keep question the status quo, challenge the existing process, okay? To make it an opportunity for them to excel, for them to improve so they can contribute. So that's why that we built an environment where ideas and experience are shared freely across the team, across the functions. There is no monopoly on ideas. And that's what makes collaboration so powerful.
Yeah, that's great. Clement, what kind of benefits have you guys achieved as a result of your automation program?
I think it's quite a few important business benefit that we have measured. First of all, using the RPA process, we achieved 100% availability. So the robotics processing won't get sick. They won't take leaves, they operate 24 hours, not really 24 hours, but almost 24 hours, right? So they are 100% available. They're 100% accurate so far. I found the Prism RPA platform is very stable. And also, the overall process execution time has been reduced by almost 70% when compared with the manual process. It is very impressive. I don't expect that too. So I thought it's about 30, 50, that kind of range, but it turns out to be 70.
Yeah.
So, and also in that sense, everything is recorded. Everything has record so that we have improved client, improved the regulatory requirement meeting the operation standards, okay? And the payback period is less than 12 months. So in that sense, we achieved more than what we expected in the first place.
Wow.
And all the employees freed from repetitive and manual tasks and allowing them to focus on more strategic and value-added work to take on new challenges. So we achieved quite a lot.
Yeah, tremendous. And how do you see the importance of automation driving digital transformation in industries like yours, in pension and fund administration?
Yeah, I think pension and fund administration service is basically very labor intensive. For example, you might have 401k, you got other superannuation. So all of this service would involve a lot of transaction processing. Or you wanted to change your investment combination. Okay, you wanted to add your beneficiary. So all these are kind of administrative process that needs a lot of record keeping, and they demand for high precision, right? You don't want to get wrong. You don't want your beneficiary's name incorrect. So there's a lot of regulation, a lot of regulatory requirement, compliance, consistency. You keep on checking them. You don't need pricing error and things like that. All right. So far, our company have got no single incident in pricing error for over 25 years. So I think it is a very impressive result. But you can see, then it is a very labor intensive operation. So therefore, the automation plays a pivotal role in our digital transformation journey. It's not just about efficiency. It's about elevating our service standard, okay? Strengthening the member benefit protection, which is the most important part, because we work for the member. The member safeguard their asset. They entrust us with their asset. So we must protect them appropriately with all our heart, okay? And articulating the ESG core value to drive better future for all stakeholders. That's the purpose of administration service to me. So that's why the automation is a very key process to enable that. It allows us to do what? To rethink, to streamline the administration process, and along the way that we can create a value-added service for the member, okay? Reduce the manual workload, minimize error, and ultimately delivering faster and more engaging customer experience to every member. And that's the main meaning of this automation in the journey.
And in what ways do you believe the automation program has given you a competitive advantage in your industry? I know it's very competitive. So how has it created that?
It is, right? So basically, our own business model centers around rendering third-party administration service for pension schemes and investment funds, in addition to marketing and selling our own sponsored product. They won't operate in Hong Kong because being a fund manager, they don't want us to operate. So normally they will outsource this type of services to another company. So in a sense that it's our business model. So it is important that we make up a platform that will work for different pension schemes, all right? In terms of in terms of operation. So
Mhm.
automation, just say on that. So automation just give us this ability to efficiently process high volume of transactions, such as the investment transaction instructions within a service standard, within a service business hour. The capability not only support operation excellence, but enable us to achieve economy of scales. So even though we're rooted in Hong Kong, but we support all the international companies around the world. So for example, like Google, they have different spots that they need some pensions scheme for their employee. They will not set up scheme by scheme at different locations. They will use people like us to operate one scheme for their employee around the world. Okay.
I'd also like to hear your thoughts on the trends that are taking place right now in intelligent automation. Which one of them really excites you the most?
I think, so automation with RPA start with a rule-based kind of engine, right? So even though it is very reliable, they're not very intelligent, to be honest, right? So now we got a chance, right? Given the generative AI technology, I think we were given a chance to add intelligence into this RPA stuff. And so the differences between, that we can get away from base interpretation, but to a context-aware intelligence. It can provide a more personalized service. So depending on the context, that what you're working against, so can give out the solution accordingly. So I think it will give us a smarter and faster competitive advantage that further alleviate the service standard and efficiency.
Yeah,
so that's
a very
great.
So has your organization begun doing some exploration with adding AI to your digital workforce to give them more of the advanced skills that you're talking about?
Indeed. We're building up our Gen AI capability, establishing an AI lab and laboratory to develop our BCT Gen AI platform. And the platform supporting the robust automatic agentic AI initiatives. The specialized AI agent works collaboratively with the RPA robots. By leveraging RAG, the retrieval augmented generation technology, we have incorporated BCT's proprietary information and allowing the AI engine to pick out the correct content before doing the intelligence into the RPA process. This improves the output accuracy and also the trustworthiness and minimize the risk of hallucination, reducing the risk of hallucination. And also as in the complex domain that pension fund administration. So give out an example. So we already have an RPA to be able to interpret email and pick out the contract note inside the email, extract information, and then process the downstream process. But that's still a rule base. But with the AI engine, we are able to match up the email with which part that they talk about. All right. So what it means is that they don't based on the subject only. They based on the content of the email to be able to classify them, encrypt it, and then pipe it into different processing pipeline, so that pipeline can be executed in parallel. So then it further shorten the duration of the processing. So in that way, the AI already add intelligence in this RPA processes. So another aspect that we are working on is the real-time fraud detection during the benefit payment process. For example, someone wanted to retire and sort of asking for the benefit payment, but they need to identify the person correctly, because it is not uncommon that we receive an identity document, a medical certificate. So given that we have the AI capability, this can be further identified in a quicker and efficient manner to avoid any fraud happening. That's how it's been applied. Okay. So last but not least, we wanted to also incorporate smart contract concept, intermediate processing step, like the custodian reconciliation, so can be eliminated, So I think all this intelligent process can help to streamline or rethink the end-to-end administration processes itself.
That's real exciting stuff. Feels like you've honed in on some really impactful use cases where AI can kind of give you that edge that you need. That's really exciting.
Yeah, it is too. But I think it has to be worked collaboratively with the different stakeholders around the world.
Yeah, agreed. So Clement, as the Blue Prism Leader of the Year, what advice would you give to organizations who are just starting their automation journey?
In summary, I think I would suggest to think big, but start small. Okay. Take 3 points quick win. Okay. Delivering tangible business impact. Take my example. I started to use Outpay back in 2017, maybe 10 years, almost 10 years now. Right. So we start off with a very small pilot kind of process, right? Try to find out whether it is true that Outpay can actually do the work reliably and accurately. So from there, people start seeing, oh yes, it's something that really have some impact. Okay. Then you start with cross-functional delivery. And then more and more people get the benefit, okay? And then it's starting to build up the momentum, and relevant stakeholder will start asking, can you do something for them? So in that way, then you sort of get them into the loop. You get your stakeholder as part of the innovation itself. So then things are getting like a rolling ball, so that things are getting bigger and bigger. And also their literacy. It is important to also build up your end users' literacy to share the same purposes. So in that way, that is a lot more efficient and collaborative. It's a win-win situation. That's my suggestion.
Really good advice. Really, really, really good advice.
Yeah, but also don't be afraid of setbacks. You will have setback. Okay? Because you may not get your use case correctly. So then you can try out something else. Just don't give up.
Yeah. So let's end with this question. I'd love for you to, again, think back on the automation journey that you've led at BCT and tell us what's one leadership lesson that you've learned from that journey.
Okay. As a leader, our role is not setting direction only, but it's more about create shared vision that inspires others to take action. Foster alignment between different stakeholders. So driving meaningful transformation and make some sense of purposes out of the whole thing. That sense of purpose is not my own sense of purpose. It is a collaboratively agreed sense of purpose. So I think that's the leader's job. Okay? And we also need to demonstrate empathy to understand how automation impacts the team. What is the concern? What are the uncertainties? How can I support throughout the journey? Okay? It means investing in their growth, not my growth. Helping them to navigate the complexity, not helping myself. I think that's more important. So then you can move forward and do digital transformation with confidence and care with the team. So that's the whole summary, I think.
Beautifully said. Thank you for sharing that. Well, Clement, it's been a real privilege having you on the podcast. Thank you for joining me. And again, congratulations on the Leader of the Year award. That is definitely a very, very big honor. So congratulations, and I wish you the very best.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for your time and also the coordination.